What is going on, everyone? Welcome along to another video here on the channel. My name is Ash, you'll know me as Brommer18, and in this video today I want to go through all of the new stadiums that have been confirmed for FIFA 23 purely from the trailer alone, as well as other announcements that we have gotten. Now, it's rather surprising that for some reason not many people are talking about this, even though there were actually quite a few reveals within the revealed trailer itself with regards to stadiums, and only a couple have been mentioned. So it's something that's very interesting, and I think a lot of you guys will probably find something new. For those of you who haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and ring the bell so that you get notifications every time I upload. Lots of great content coming your way with regards to all things FIFA. And also check out my Patreon, the link to that is down below. On there you can get access to a range of fantastic perks that I think you guys will really enjoy. Exclusive tactics videos for FIFA, behind the scenes videos, early access to videos, FIFA tactics package as well, so there's all sorts on there. Go and give that a look. With that being said, let's get into it. So first things first, I have to apologise. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it's a YouTube problem or an EA problem, but for some reason when I'm using the FIFA 23 trailer within my videos, I'm getting hit with copyright strikes ASAP, which means that I'm unable to use the trailer within any of my videos. Really strange. I don't know why. Obviously it's common kind of knowledge that it's kind of for fair use, and I've always used trailers since forever, as do many other YouTubers, but for some reason this time it's been an issue. So unfortunately I have to use the next best thing, which is screenshots, and these are screenshots from the original revealed trailer. The first one that you are seeing on the screen is the Banc of California Stadium, which does belong to Los Angeles Football Club of the MLS. This was the first big one, probably the one I've seen kind of spoken about the most, and this is the one they wanted to lead with as well. And as you can see, it's right out the gate. There it is. They're really pushing out the MLS now. I'm surprised they haven't got to a point where they've kind of licensed them all. It is a little bit of a surprise to me. They've obviously got about 6, 7, 8 stadiums now, all in the MLS, and you know, like I say, I'm surprised they haven't gone all the way, but this is one. It looks really nice. Obviously, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to play with as well. MLS really starting to build that up. They've got the presentation style as well. We've also got this picture of it in action. Apologies for the low quality of the image. That's not actually my fault. In this part of the trailer, it's when they've kind of time-lapsed it and sped it up by an incredible amount, so as a result the players are just constantly blurry, but you get a good picture of kind of how the stadium looks. Again, looking really fresh, and one I'm looking forward to getting into. Next up, one which is probably the most intriguing one, and that is actually Manchester City's Academy Stadium. Now you may be wondering, why is that in the game, first of all, and it's because it's actually where Manchester City's women's team play, and obviously with the announcement that the women's teams will be in the game, or some of them, the clubs will be in the game for FIFA 23, obviously they've got to find some stadiums for them. Now it's fair to say some of them will be playing at the men's team stadiums, the likes of Lyon, for example, Paris Saint-Germain. I imagine Chelsea will be the same. But in this case, they've actually got a designated stadium for Man City, and that's something that's obviously really intriguing, really cool. It's obviously a small stadium, but a licensed one, probably the smallest licensed one that we've got in FIFA 23 actually, as it happens, and this is going to be really cool as well to kind of get stuck into. I think it's had a lot of hype. Again, they really pushed this one out. There's a not very good screenshot of it in action, but just for your reference as well, you can see obviously the women's team playing in that stadium, so that's kind of how you're gonna get access to it, sort of thing. And it'll also be interesting to see whether they can play it into a career mode of Man City of some sort. I'm not sure how they would do that, but it is definitely an option in terms of the men's team and maybe younger players, etc. So again, something else to kind of look forward to. Very excited to play in that one. One that hasn't been mentioned barely at all, which really surprised me, because I think this is a big addition to the game, and that is the Phillips Stadion, and that does belong to PSV of the Eredivisie. Really big addition, and you know, they briefly kind of showed it within the trailer here, and not many people have mentioned it. I've really, you know, looking around on Twitter, on YouTube as well, trying to see people who are gauging reactions for the trailer, and not many people have noticed or mentioned it. I'm not sure which one it is, but this is a massive addition. It really is. You know, they've got two of the major clubs in there now. I suppose Feyenoord would be another club, but obviously they're in PES or eFootball, I guess. So whether or not that's an exclusive license, I'm not sure, but they've got PSV in there, and it looks a really kind of unique stadium, different to obviously all the kind of generic ones that we do have. So again, looking forward to getting into this one, and surprised that there's not been much mention about it. This is a really cool addition, and obviously you can get that kind of extra element of immersion if you are playing at Eredivisie career mode. We also have the Europa Park Stadion, home to Freiburg. This was one of only 4 Bundesliga stadiums, I believe, that weren't in the game last year for FIFA 22. Whether or not this means that actually every Bundesliga team will now have their stadium and there are a couple of other stadiums to be introduced, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But this is one that's definitely confirmed. Again, apologies for the time-lapsed quality of the image. But again, you can see the stadium kind of in full swing there. And again, looking really, really nice. Kind of glossed over it in the trailer. So probably another reason why not many people have mentioned it. But it is one that, again, it looks good. It's going to obviously fit into the Bundesliga. They've got most of the stadiums. They've got a lot of Bundesliga 2 stadiums as well. And so it's looking good. Now we're going to talk about some stadiums that weren't revealed in the trailer, but we know they are going to be in FIFA 23. But first, before we do that, I quickly want to bring your attention to this. This is Rayo Valladolid Stadium. And for some reason, they kept coming back to it in the trailer. They glossed over it a couple of times and kept coming back to it. They had a time-lapse image as the ones you've previously seen of it as well. And then they also had kind of one of the images, this one, which was at the start of the trailer, along with some of the other grounds like the LAFC Banc of California Stadium, the Phillips Stadion. But the thing is, this stadium was in the game last year. So it's really weird that they keep coming back to this stadium. I don't quite get why. I'm wondering if there's been some changes, some work done. If any of you guys can fill me in on that, I'd love to know, because I can't see why they kept coming back to this, but it's just really odd if they're obviously advertising the new stadiums, you know, within the reveal trailer, but keep coming back to one stadium that was already in the game. So if anyone can let me know, I really would appreciate it. Some other stadiums that we know are going to be in FIFA 23 but weren't actually revealed in the trailer. One is of course the City Ground of Nottingham Forest. Every Premier League club always has their stadium in the game, and as the newly promoted club, the only one who didn't already have their stadium on the game, of course the other two were Bournemouth and Fulham, they will be getting their stadium in the game this year. Now it's important to note that Brentford, who were promoted last year, didn't get their stadium initially when the game was initially released. They had to wait for a further patch update later on down the road before the stadium was sort of introduced. So whether or not that will be the same for Nottingham Forest, we're not sure yet. They will kind of confirm that before the release. And then we'll find out. Also, what we have in terms of other stadiums is the World Cup stadiums. Qatar, for example, you've got a good 8 to 10 to 12 stadiums there ready to be used in November, December time. So that's something that's going to be really, really exciting for sure. And ones that aren't confirmed but do have the potential to be in the game is that of the Women's World Cup stadiums. It is being held in both Australia and New Zealand in 2023. You have to wonder whether with the DLC for the Women's World Cup, will they introduce them? That would be a really big statement, because that's a market they've not really kind of tapped into at all, really, in terms of Australia and New Zealand. And so, you know, to be getting stadiums in those two countries, that would be massive. That's something they've not spoken about yet, but just something to keep an eye on. So there really is a lot to unpack, actually, in that reveal trailer. A lot of stadiums that have been confirmed. I'm sure plenty more will come. I don't think that will be the end of it, to be honest. There will be a few more stadiums that come. They're always kind of coy early on with regard to stadiums. So I do think that, well, I don't think that's the end of it. That's for sure. So keep an eye on this channel. Make sure to ring the bell and subscribe so you get notifications every time I upload. And I will constantly update you when there is more news. Don't forget to check out all of my other videos with the FIFA pre-release kind of build-up, talking about the roadmap, when you can expect announcements, talking about the crossplay, all sorts of stuff. There's links to the playlist in the cards in the description down below, so do go and check them out. Don't forget to drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it, and check the links down below, such as the link to my Patreon, where you can get access to a range of fantastic perks, and also the link to my Twitter account as well. On that note, I think we are going to round the video off there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.